Fundamentals of Chinese 3, Unit 1, talking about the weather. Tomorrow's weather will be even better. Understand it. Turn to pages 2 and 3 in the textbook to follow along. Okay, in this dialogue, Gao Xiaoyin and Gao Wenzhong are having a discussion about the weather. Gao Xiaoyin is looking out the window and she says, 今天天气比昨天好，不下雪了. Okay, so there's a couple things going on here that are new to you. First of all, we have this vocabulary, 天气. 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 天气 means weather, and 天 means like the sky or air, or sky really, and then qi means air. So the air and the sky, and these two characters together, 天气, mean weather. But now we have something interesting here. We have this 比, and if you try and look at this and figure it out, it's going to probably be very confusing. 今天天气比昨天好，不下雪了. Let's take a look at this 比. Right. 比 is a character that's used to compare two entities, and the grammar is very different than the way we compare in English. So we would say in English, today's weather is better than yesterday's weather. So we have today's weather, and then we have the construction is better than, and then the comparison, yesterday's weather, right? In Chinese, they do it a little different. First, they take the two things you're comparing. In this case, A is yesterday or today. A is today, and B is yesterday. So first they take the two things they're comparing. Today, B, yesterday. And then they add the adjective, whether they're going to say it's better or it's worse. So in this case, it's better because we have 好. So let's just take a look at the way this grammar works. 今天天气, today's weather. 今天天气比, now we're going to compare today's weather. 今天天气比昨天. Alright, so now we know we're comparing today's weather with yesterday's weather. 今天天气比昨天好. And you could replace weather with anything. You could replace it with baseball. Today's baseball game is better than yesterday's baseball game. You would say 今天棒球赛, 今天棒球赛比昨天好. So today's baseball game is better than yesterday's baseball game. So really, you could put anything in here you wanted to. Or you could just take 天气 out and just say 今天比昨天好. Today is better than yesterday. Okay? So that's how this 比 works. The two items you're comparing with 比 in the middle, and then the adjective, whether you're going to say it's better or worse or what have you. So 今天天气比昨天好，不下雪了. Okay, so now we need to take a look at this 下雪. Okay, 下雪 means the snow. So you know 下 means to come down or fall down or go down. And 雪 means snow. And you can even see it kind of looks like snow in here, in this character. So 下雪 together forms the verb to snow. Okay, so Gao Xiaoyin is saying that today is better than yesterday because it's not snowing, right? 今天天气比昨天好，不下雪了. Okay, and take a look here. Mastering the use of le is going to be a lifelong endeavor, and I'm still figuring out when to use it and when not to use it. And one of the best ways to learn when to use it is just to see where Chinese are using it. So here you can see, just look at this construction. 不下雪了. It's not snowing. The translation is it's not snowing. So you could just take out 下雪 and replace it with anything you want, and you know the meaning is going to be it's not doing something. For example, you've learned raining, 下雨. So you could say, 今天比昨天好，不下雨了. Okay. So, what does the whole sentence mean? Let's give you a few seconds to figure that out. And you should have come up with something similar to the weather today is better than it was yesterday. It's not snowing. 今天天气比昨天好，不下雪了. Okay, Gao Wenzhong then comes back with this. He says, 我约了朋友明天去公园滑冰，不知道天气会怎么样. Okay, one more time. 我约了朋友明天去公园滑冰，我不知道天气会怎么样. Okay, so the first thing we have here is 约, and 约 means to make an appointment. To make an appointment with a friend, a plan with a friend, or a doctor, or a professor, or anything like that. 约时间, to make an appointment. Okay, 我约了朋友. So in this case, what did Gao Wenzhong do? 我约了朋友. So he's not making an appointment with a doctor, but he's making an appointment with a friend to do something. 我约了朋友明天去公园滑冰，不知道天气会怎么样. Okay, so let's take a look at the next. All right, so this 公园 is a park, and 公 here means public. So you'll see this character 公 in any instance where something is for the public. And then 园 is like a garden. So 公园 means public garden, or in our case we usually say park. Okay, so 高文中约了朋友明天去公园滑冰. All right, so what are they going to do at the park? What is this 滑冰? Okay, 滑冰 means to ice skate. So 滑 means to slide or is slippery or something like that. 滑 and 冰 is ice. So 滑冰 is to slide on ice. In this case, to ice skate. Right? So now you have enough to pull this sentence apart. So what do you think it means? 我约了朋友明天去公园滑冰，不知道天气会怎么样. Okay, let's give you, you can pause and try and sort out or write down. That's very helpful if for your brain if you can write down what you think this means. And you should have come up with something very similar to I asked. To make an appointment with a friend sounds funny for us. So when we translate it, we want to translate it into something that's more English appropriate. So we don't make appointments with friends, really. We ask friends to do things. So I asked a friend to go ice skating tomorrow, but I don't know what the weather will be like. Okay, so Gao Xiaoyin comes back and says, 我刚才看了网上的天气预报，明天天气比今天更好，不但不会下雪，而且会暖和一点。Okay, so there's a lot in this sentence. Let's break it down. First of all, 刚才 means just now. Just now. So, Gao Xiaoyin is saying, 我刚才, just now I did something. Okay, we have a verb here. Just now I did something. Well, what did she do? 我刚才看了网上的天气预报. Okay, so she looked at 我刚才 looked at 晚上的天气预报. So what's a 晚上的天气预报? She just looked at it. Okay. So 晚上 means on the internet. 我刚才看了网上. She saw something just now on the internet. You remember wang is net and sheng means to be on the internet. 网上 on the internet. 天气预报. Okay, so she just saw the 天气预报 on the internet. So what's a 天气预报? Well, 天气 you know is weather. So 预报 means to forecast. Right? 预 means to forecast something. 报 means to report it. So this character 报 you'll see in many places it means to report, like a newspaper report or a news report. 新闻报道. 新闻 is news. 报 this 报道 is a report. 新闻报道 that's a news report. So this is a 预报. 预 means in advance, to do something in advance. So in this case, you're reporting something in advance. And in English, we have a special word for reporting something in advance. That is a forecast. 预报. 预报 forecast. So this is the weather forecast. 天气预报. So 高小英，我刚才看了网上的天气预报. Alright, so she saw that. What did the 天气预报 say? It said 明天天气比, so we're comparing something, 比今天更好. Okay? So something about yesterday and today's weather is 更好. Now, you'll notice that the verb here, 更好, okay, the adjective, I'm sorry. So you have the A item, and then the B, and then the B item, the two things you're comparing. And this 好 always applies to A. So in this construction of A, B, B, 好, okay, what you're saying is A is better than B. Okay? If you say A, B, B, 不好, then you're saying A is worse than B. So the adjective at the end of the A, when you're comparing two things, A and then the B, this B right here, B, and then the B item, the adjective that comes on the end of that is always addressing the A item. Okay, so 明天天气比今天更好. So what does 更好 mean? Okay, 更好, 更 is used to mean even more. So you take this 更 and you put it before 好, and it means even better. Okay, even better, because 好 means good. So if you say 更好, the meaning is even better. So 明天天气比今天更好. 不但不会下雪，而且会暖和一点. Okay, so she's explaining why the weather is going to be even better. Let's take a look. Okay, so she uses this construction 不但 and then some words or phrase, and then 而且. 不但而且. Okay, so this means not only but also. So in English, not only is it going to be warmer, but it's also going to be not so windy. Okay. So here's a construction you can use in Chinese to do that same thing. Not only but also. So 不但不会下雪. Okay, not only will it not do this here. 不但不会下雪. Okay, 而且会暖和一点. Okay, so I think you know what 不但不会下雪 means. Okay, what about this 而且会暖和一点? Remember, 一点 means a little bit more, a little bit something. Let's take a look. Okay, 暖和 means warm. You see, this looks like fire in here, right? nuănhuo. And this is the symbol for sun on the left-hand side here. nuănhuo. So, 不但不会下雪，而且会暖和一点。So what does this whole sentence mean? Pause and see if you can write down in English what you think it means. Alright, hopefully you came up with something very close to this. I just checked the weather on the internet. Tomorrow's weather will be even better than today's. Not only will it not snow, but it will also be warmer. So, 我刚才看了网上的天气预报，明天天气比今天更好，不但不会下雪，而且会暖和一点。Okay, 不会 is will not. Not only will it not snow, right? 而且会暖和一点。暖和 means warm, and so you stick 一点 after it, and it means a little warmer. Right, let's move on to the next piece. 是吗？太好了。Okay, so Gao Wenzhong is very happy. Really? Well, I shouldn't tell you what that means. Why don't you write down what you think that means? Really? That's great. And then Gao Xiaoyan says, 你约了谁去滑冰? Now you should be able to sort this out. You have everything there. So why don't you pause and try and write down what you think this means. 你约了谁去滑冰? Hopefully you came up with something close to, who did you ask to go ice skating? 你约了, you asked, you made an appointment. With who? 谁? Who? 你约了谁? You appointed who, or you asked who to go skating. And he responds, of course, 白英爱. He's still chasing after 白英爱. And then the sister responds with a sentence that you should understand. She says, 你约了白英爱，可是她今天早上坐飞机去纽约了。Okay? Pause and write down what you think this sentence means. 你约了白英爱，可是她今天早上坐飞机去纽约了。What do you think that means? Hopefully you came up with something close to, you asked Bai Ying-ai, but this morning she took a plane to New York. Poor Gao Wenzhong. Gao Wenzhong says, 真的啊，真的啊，那我明天怎么办? You should be able to figure out the meaning of this. Pause and write down what you think it is. 真的啊，那我明天怎么办? Really? With some surprise. Just shows surprise. 真的啊. Then what should I do tomorrow? And Gao Xiaoyan has a suggestion. 你还是在家看碟吧。看碟吧。你还是在家看碟吧。So 碟 is the word or character that they use for DVD. So you should be able to figure this out. 你还是在家看碟吧. So pause and write down what you think that means. And hopefully you came up with something extremely close to "you should stay home and watch DVD." And that concludes this Understand It lesson.